Today in The Voice of Change, viral video points to the problem. A black jogger detained by a Florida deputy because he fit the description of a burglary suspect. The sheriff later called the jogger after finding out he himself was a former military policeman and offered him a job. The jogger says, "I already have one, but I will join you guys for a day of anti-bias training." So we would be here all day if I ran through the list of negative stereotypes about black men. Michael Tyler wrote about some of them in his book, Shattering Black Male Stereotypes. He's not just an author, but a motivational speaker, a life coach. He's hosting a summit, too, to empower black men next week, and he's joining us now to talk more about everything. Michael, good morning to you. I want to start right off here. Within the book, you mentioned 10 negative stereotypes that keep black men from succeeding, and you say some are more destructive than others.
Yeah, in 1995, I overheard a conversation between two apparently well-educated, well-spoken professional black men. And they were talking about the eradication of black men from society. And when I approached their table and asked them if they really believed what they were saying, one of the guys looked at me and said, "Don't you watch the news? I honestly believe in 20 years, all black men will either be dead or in jail." And that was the moment I decided to become a writer, because I wanted to do something to change the mindset of black men in America. And the reason these two men were having that conversation is because they were trapped in illusion number one, which is black men are an endangered species. This illusion is caused by the constant barrage of negative media stories surrounding black men. And if a man believes this illusion, it is difficult or even impossible for him to succeed. Therefore, I believe it is the most destructive illusion from the book.
Adversity could be defined as...
Oh, I thought we were playing a clip there that you wanted us to play, but I think it's interesting because we not only see these stereotypes of ourselves play out on the media, but then there are people who will never be exposed or won't be exposed to black men other than what they see on the news. So what can we do in the news and the media industry to do a better job about this?
Well, first of all, I think we start where we are right now, which is having a dialogue and a conversation. And obviously, this is a really sensitive topic and people have their opinions and points of view, but it all begins with dialogue. And for black men, I think it's important for us to have resources that empower us. And I'm a firm believer in minimizing or eliminating most of the negative news we see in society. So it's really about creating a space for us to have these types of conversations.
So even with all that's going on right now, all the stereotypes that are out there, you say you're extremely optimistic about the future for black men. Talk to me about the reason for your optimism.
Well, first of all, I overcame being a high school dropout, divorce, bankruptcy, foreclosure, depression, and being homeless for 2 years living out of my car, to now being an entrepreneur, author of 8 books, a motivational speaker, and radio and TV host. Therefore, I'm living proof of what's possible for black men. Secondly, there are now lots of resources specifically for black men to support and empower them to live extraordinary lives. Things like the Shattering Stereotype Summit, the Black Man Can't Institute with Brandon Frame, the Ever Forward Club with Ashante Branch, and the 100 Black Men of America organization, which has been empowering black men since 1963. Each of these organizations are doing amazing work and are providing black men with resources to help them create rewarding and fulfilling lives. And these are just a few of my reasons for optimism.
Tell me more about that summit as well and how people can register for it and get more information.
Well, I launched the Shattering the Stereotypes movement as a resource for black men who are committed to living extraordinary lives. This summit is part of a series based on my book, Shattering Black Male Stereotypes. And I've assembled a powerful group of men to share insights and strategies to support and empower them. And so the summit includes sessions with Dr. Matthew Knowles, who is Beyonce's dad, Dr. Steve Perry, who is a foremost expert on education, Dr. Jerome Tilak Singh, who is the founder of International Men's Day, which is celebrated each year on November 19th and is celebrated in more than 80 countries around the globe, and 3 other notable experts in the personal development field. So it's important for us to have access to mentors and teachers that can educate, motivate, and inspire us to reach our full potential. And that is the reason I launched the Shatter the Stereotypes movement. And so there's no cost for the summit, and they can sign up at www.shatteringblackmalestereotypes.com.
All right, Michael, thank you. And again, the book It's called Shattering Black Male Stereotypes, available online at that website as well that you just mentioned. Thank you for your time this morning. Obviously, we could go a lot longer, but we don't have the time this morning. Appreciate your time, though.
Thank you.
All right. Coming